Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham news and update show for February 14th. Yes, it is Valentine's Day. Yes, it is. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And I want to get a quick show up. I know it's a little late for some people. Just put it up a couple of minutes ago. Want to make sure we get a little bit of update going on here. But, I want to start off first before we get into anything else and just say I just want to put thoughts and prayers out to everyone that was at or was affected today in Kansas City. There's a tragedy that happened there. So I want to say we are thinking about everyone out there that was affected by injured, sadly, loss of life. And I want to put that out there that we're thinking about you. So it's unfortunate. And, we're thinking about you in KC. So I know that's starting up, but I want to start there before we get into anything else. So thoughts and prayers goes out. Those things should never happen. We're thinking about you. On that note, yes, it is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope that everyone's spending time with their loved ones, people they care about, and they're enjoying themselves. So, like I said, it's a little late, 7:15 here, but wanted to get something up. There's a pretty slow news day after a win yesterday, but as far as Wrexham is concerned, and as you can see up there, Parky sings his praises. That's the title of the show tonight. So that's what we're going to talk about. There's our Parkinson, some quotes from Parkinson yesterday that I want to get to. So again, like, share, subscribe. I hope everyone is okay. Again, like I said, we started out the show just talking about what happened in KC, but thank you for being a part and building a community and everybody. So drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 500. On our way to 500 to 1,000. So okay, yes, yesterday was a big win. Fantastic win yesterday. Battled hard. Some players played really well. I don't think it was a perfect game, but it was a game that maybe if it was perfect, it would have looked on a reflection 24 hours later. I'm thinking like if it was perfect, we'd be like, this is easy. We're just going to bounce right back. The good news was that we battled back for that win, and I know we didn't talk about that yesterday, kind of mentioning that yesterday, but like the good news is we battled back for that win, and we earned it. We didn't play perfect. We made 4 changes. We started JM up front with Fletch. We started Bolt, and we saw what he was about a little bit. I think he's a really fantastic player, and I think he's going to make a big difference. I also think JM's going to make a big difference too, and also giving some other guys a rest, i.e. like Mull's coming on late and Palmer coming on late so we can get this rotation. But, on reflection of this, yesterday's match and after having a losing streak, I think it was good that it wasn't just easy. We won 4-0. I think that would have been too, just kind of too obvious in a way where it's like, yeah, you want to enjoy that as a supporter, but the fact that the resilience is still there with this team, they never give up, and I think we have that mentality. I also think it might have been the black kit, but what do I know? I'm just kidding. No, that wasn't the black kit. It was good coaching. It was good management of the side and of the players as well. And again, like I said, I think it would have been far of a less appropriate for us to have that victory if it was just like a banger. Oh, we crushed him, whatever. So I'm glad that we had to fight for that one too. So so I was thinking about that yesterday and today. So on that note, hey, guess who's back? Hey, everyone. Good to be back. Ivan's in the house. What's going on? Hey, man, welcome. Good to see you in there, Ives. Good to see you in there. It's Thursday for you at about 7, so about 4 o'clock for you. Welcome back, Ives. Howdy, Ivan, says Eric Sutton. Hello, Josh. Hello, Eric. Good to see you, man. I hope everyone is okay. I hope everyone is all right. And I hope everyone's having a good Thursday and Wednesday because I know we're around the globe. So I just want to get to this real quick. Again, I thought that Parkinson, his team selection was good. And I thought that changing things up. And we had a debate last night on the show about, not having Toes in there. Tozer was actually dropped fully yesterday and not having a Tozer thrower in there. I thought O'Connell was a lot better on the ball than Tozer. I'm not sure if Toes doesn't make it there, he'd be in the center of the park playing in that position. But, I really thought that O'Connell played well. The reason why he's not as quick as a Hayden, or he's not as quick as a Max, or a who's on the other side, or a Stash. So like him staying in that center role, I thought really was effective. So maybe that's something going forward for next year. Granted, we got to things progress. But I really thought he played well. He wasn't exposed for his speed and his agility. So that was a good sign. I wanted to point that out. We didn't talk about yesterday. And a lot of good things came out of it too. That didn't look like a really sexy win, but it was a win. 3-2. It was a 2-1. Could have been 3. Elliott Lee could have put it away, put another one away yesterday on a different day. Could have been 3-1. But it was all in all a good job yesterday. So just gonna move on a little bit. I had some Parkinson quotes here that I want to get to, and then maybe Ives, if he wants to come in, or Eric, anyone, come on in a second if you guys want to do that. I'll drop the link in the chat after I go through this article here. So Parkinson praised his players for the way they came through the scrappy contest with Sutton United and pick up a much-needed win to end the barren run. Yes, Wrexham went into the clash at the Gander Green Lane on the back of 4 successive defeats, with 3 of those coming in League Two to put a dent in the promotion challenge. Now, on that note, saying that too, there was some favorable, really, really favorable results to us. We still have games in hand. Obviously Barrow losing and Stockport losing, people want to draw with Crew. But, to the team that scares you the most, and not to be like alarmist, but Mansfield, Jesus H. I think they had 5 players in the team of the week this year, 4 players or something like that. I think 3 of them had hat tricks. Insane. So something to keep an eye on. We do play them, I believe, the second to last match. And also, too, we play Notts on Saturday. And they beat Newport, who are a decent side as well. So things we need to look at. But we did get some favorable results yesterday. Moving on, I said it was a tough game against the second bottom Sutton, who are battling to avoid relegation. But Wrexham triumphed at 2-1 to climb up to 4th in the table, 6 points behind Stockport leaders. Phil Parkinson quoted, "It was always going to be tough. Sutton are our team fighting for their lives." Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Those teams at the bottom, they're not just going to go tits up like, yeah, beat the hell out of us. That team was good. They had some quality on there too. That's some really good quality on the wings that I was really impressed with. I can't think of his name. I think it was number 11. Was actually a good player for them, and their keeper was pretty decent as well. He said conditions were against us in the first half, but when you're under the cosh, you have got to stay strong and come through those periods unscathed, and we did that. We defended set plays brilliantly. We did. We rode our luck a little bit too, that with the corners and everything too. Michael Hillier is up. Morning. Just woke up for work at 3:20 a.m. here. Hey man, are you in the UK? No, you're not in the UK. You might be in the UK. Good morning. What are you doing waking up at 3:20 for work? What do you do? And God bless you. That's awesome. Good to see you, Michael. Good to see you. And we'll get you through your morning coffee if you want. So how's that? And I'm happy that you came on. So thank you very much, man. Good to see you. He said, going on, we put our bodies on the line and we just waited for the game to open up a little bit, which it didn't patch us in the first half, and it did. We gradually got better, showed bits of quality, and got in some good positions. Jack Murray had a good chance, and then when we got the goal, just before halftime. Sutton equalized in the 74th minute with Charlie Lakin's free kick, took a deflection, and wrong-footed the goalkeeper AO. So that was, it's a deflection goal. I'm surprised that wasn't an OG, an own goal. So, it was a good battle. Like I said, them coming back and us having them battle back and go back and win that match, I think was really, really effective. He goes on to say, Sutton started the quicker of the 2 teams in the second half, and Arthur pulled off a world-class save, and he did. Arthur was solid yesterday. Seems he had I know he was a little bit wobbly against Blackburn, but I think he's played well. Salford, I didn't really think he had the best game, but he's 22 years old. These things are going to happen up and down games. And Christ, I'm not perfect every day. I'm exhausted today, by the way. I'm absolutely gassed today. Been a full week, got a lot, but I'm gassed. So these guys at 22 years old, yes, you bounce back. They're not going to be perfect every single match, and you can't expect that. So, but anyways, yeah, he did. AO was really good. AO played really, really well. But the response when they scored was outstanding, and that's true. That's why I think this was actually a better win than it showed on paper with a 2-1 when it wasn't like a 5-0 or 4-0 or whatever. Us to come back and battle back to get that win, I think made it more impressive. Now, granted, wasn't perfect, and we have some things we need to work out. I still thought we were playing a little bit of lump ball, a little bit of a big sand ball. But either way, it was positive, very, very positive going into this weekend's match. Palmer and Mullen came off the bench in place of Marriott and Steve Fletcher just before Sutton leveled. proving fresh legs in the attack. And I think that's key. We got 5 subs in these fucking matches. Jesus, use them. I'm not saying it needs to be like rotation city during the game, but we have 5 subs. We have 5 strikers. We have JM, we have Palmer, we have Fletch, we have Dalby, and we have, who's the other guy? I'm missing one. JM, Fletcher, Palmer, Mullen. I'm forgetting Mullen, and Dalby. We have 5 strikers. So effectively, we could definitely rotate at the front too if we needed to. You know who else had 5 strikers? You know who else used to have strikers? 4 or 5 strikers was Sir Alex Ferguson back in the day. So when Palmer and Mullen came on, they were energetic and they were doing good 1-2s. You know, at the time they were, you know, the game opened up a bit. So you know that was really good to see that happen. Anyways, proving fresh legs in the attack. The duel both went close, scoring before Elliott scored the winner within 5 minutes. Parkinson praised the two strikers, saying, when Mullen and Ollie came on, they were great, and they were great. You know, Mullen has not been good. I'm not saying good. Mullen has not been tip-top in the last 2 weeks. Maybe some pressure. You know, maybe he's not fully fit. We talked about his lung issue. If that's still a thing, that's something we're talking about. It's something I don't want to create like a narrative, but it's something that we're talking about as here on the pundit. So you know, and it's fine. But you know, maybe that is a thing. Maybe it isn't a thing. But the thing is, you know, Mullen gets on, plays 90 minutes almost every other game, 85 minutes. Him having rest and options is great. I do, like I said yesterday, I see that he sees JM and Mullen as like basically the same player. So, you know, I don't know if he's going to play them two together. He likes a big and a little. He does like a big and a little, Parky. So he says, Parkinson says, they gave us a lift when we needed it, and they looked like a real threat, and they did. They gave absolutely everything for that period of the game, and that's what we needed. There is no quarter given. It was full all-out football commitment. Yeah, and as you can see at the end of the game, they were gassed. Hands on knees, blowing, sweat coming through the black kit. You know, just they did put it all out there. And I think that was the turning point game that I thought we would have against Salford. That was the turning point game where like you saw them put it all out there, put it balls to the wall and do it. So cool to see. Northern Border says Bolton looks legit. Northern Border, Bolton does look legit. He was solid, really, really solid. Really pacey, defended well enough to like, okay, cool. You know, he's the right wing back. He's probably better going forward than he is back. Him and Barnett working together off each other is going to be a good battle there. But as you see, he didn't bring Barnett on. I mentioned this yesterday. He brought Mendy on. He thought Mendy would be the better defensive player when we went ahead after the Elliott legal. So, but he was going to bring Barnett on. So Northern Border, good shout, Bolt. Do you rate him over Barnett, or is it a good rotation there? So let's see. Hey, okay. So Michael Hillier said, Sutton are an improved team and battling well, fighting for their lives, but they are likely to be a national team, league team next season. The performance of our players should be better. Glad for the win. Yeah, we got to take into the fact that, you know, I mean, it's a tough league, as you know, Michael. But you got to take into the fact that we were starting to rot, you know, a little bit in our, you know, we were people getting on each other, you know, supporters, team. God knows what's going on behind the scenes. I'm gonna drop this in here too, by the way, if I wants to come in. You know what's going on behind the scenes, and the pressure builds. You know, the pressure really does build, and you think like, no, when are we going to win our next match? You know, that happens. I've been in teams myself when we played, and we weren't that great over a period of time, and it seems more daunting to win a game than anything else, and it just kind of grows and it metastasizes into something that you don't expect to be with players of that caliber, especially in this league. He says, this is North Korea. Well, we are Wrexham. He says no one's going to give us every. No one is. Sorry, rephrase. This is Parkinson again. Sorry. We are Wrexham. No one's going to give us everything. It is another full house, and they're going to fight a bit harder against us. Yeah, he said we're going to get everyone's best fist. We talked about that all season. We're going to get everyone's best fist every single game. He said, but we stood strong. And there's some really good performances from us, and there were some really good performances. Not perfect, but good performances. Lee scored his 14th goal of the season. Yeah, it was his 14th, not his 15th. Well taken finish with Luke Bolton's pass to secure the 3 points. Luke Bolton made that happen. He created that goal. He was the effort. He went at it, passed the ball to Lee. Lee put it in the back of the net. You know, just like done. And I thought that was great. Bolton made that goal happen. So good on him. I really thought he was great yesterday. Elliott is a terrific player, says Parkinson. He was unlucky not to score at the weekend. But he was unlucky not to score at the weekend, but that's another goal for him. He's got the ability when it matters most to produce key moments, and he did. I think Elliott Lee needed a good match. I thought that he would maybe sit Moles or Lee or Maka. Obviously, Maka was the captain, but he did sit Moles, and Elliott Lee did up getting the start. Now, more importantly, too, as we move forward, I'll get to this real quick. We move forward. I'll talk about these injuries possibly if there's an issue here. Sutton's record does not show their heart of the team. I'm pulled from them, but if they drop down, they will be back in League Two in no time. Not if we get some of their players. We can take some of their players. They're really good. They're a good side. It's a tough league, man. It's a really tough league. Northern Border says. Northern Border, where are you, by the way? Are you in the States? Are you in Canada? Are you in Wales? I see you on a lot. I don't know where you're at, though. Just curious. Now, I'm so excited for the summer transfer window. We're going to splash some cash. If we go up, I think we're going to do some damage. I also think, I was saying that there's nine players that can leave this summer, and some of them are like big, like toes could be out there on a contract. So something's going to happen. Hope we carry the momentum into Saturday's match. Yes, we'll be doing Saturday's match too. We'll do what's today? Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is. Oh my God. Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We'll do the match on Saturday, obviously, for the watch along. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not think I'll be able to do the watch along for the MK Dons game on Tuesday. I have a board meeting for the production company that I cannot miss, and it is literally at noon. So I will not be able to do the watch along on Tuesday. I mean, if I can maybe give the keys to somebody else if they want to do it, figure that out. But Tuesday, it's a big kick in the dick. So I apologize ahead of time. I'm really upset about it, but it's all I can do. So I apologize. Maybe I'll get the keys to somebody else. They can figure it out. Shared and like. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Shared and like. Good to see you do that. Northern Borders from Canada out west. So Europe. I'm sure you're just north of me then. I'm guessing you're north of me. So yeah. But I was saying we had one of the downfalls yesterday we saw was Gio went off injured. Holding an upper hamstring. I'm hoping it's not a serious thing. Parkinson said he felt a little tightness in there. So I'm hoping that injury isn't a serious injury, but I'm sure I'll bet money he's not going to start on Saturday. I think he's going to start Luke Young, who, by the way, came on and played really well. I thought Luke Young played well, grew into the match, controlled that midfield well for a guy who hasn't been playing a ton. So that was a good sign for me to see him come and do that. So if Gio is out, which I don't want to be an extended period, I think Luke Young getting a run of games or one or two games, maybe. I think it's okay. He's our captain, for God's sake. So let's see. Let me see. So Eric says, Norway, we understand Tuesday night's show better be worth it. I'll make it worth it, and I hope we get the W. Like I said, I cannot miss this. I was so pissed that they moved this thing on there. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. I apologize. And look who we got here, Mr. Vacation. Oh, here we go. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He is back. Swimming with the Dolphins, my man.
How's it going, brother? How's it going, everybody? Good to be back. Yeah, good to be here again.
Good to see you, my guy. How's everything?
Everything is well. Yeah, I'm a little bit gassed, a little bit tired, but happy. Yeah, and getting back into this swing of things and catching up on the football that I missed. I literally just listened to your watch-alongs and checked some results on the internet. That's about it, because I was out in whops, like out of nowhere.
Yeah. I saw that. I mean, he was sending me pictures and everything. Howdy, says John Hampton. Howdy, good to see you, man.
Hey, John.
Good to see you. Yeah, welcome back, man. And people want to ask about you, and obviously, I mean, you've been gone a while, so I'll just pass. I mean, if you want to have a floor, or just give like a little, diarrhea tidbits. I think you missed 3 games or 2 games?
2 games.
2 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to, let it rip a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of followed the natural progression, at least the one that I had in my head. I really want to talk about the last game, because I watched bits and pieces of it and highlights and just scrolled through the actual game. I think like I have two, like I almost have a little bit of a sort of bipolar emotion about it. Um, I guess from the point of view of a supporter, just a fan, somebody who is just supporting the team, I'm extremely happy that we won. We got the 3 points, and that bad streak is over. I'm really happy about it. But from sort of looking at it professionally, from sort of my coaching perspective, we got so lucky to win this game because that was not supposed to be a win. Like
Really?
looking at the way the team played, that handball by Maka,
Handball.
it's a penalty.
Yeah.
It's a penalty, and it's a orange card.
Yeah.
Because that was
VAR
not
puts that
that.
in. VAR puts that as a penalty, and that's a that's a pen for sure.
It's almost a red card, almost because I literally slow mode it, and it was hand to the ball. He deliberately moved his hand in the way from what I could see.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, it's always up to referees and interpretation, but with that kind of a strike in the box, what was almost like a 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Literally, it's he played a goalkeeper there for a second. That's, guys, if that's not a penalty, and like that, I was like looking at it like we got so lucky.
Well, let's play double advocate there. Everyone's like, oh, his hands were by his side, but I saw it, the replay. I'm like, if we had VAR in League Two, they're giving a penalty for that. I don't give a shit, because there's no way they're not doing that. You've seen worse calls, worse calls. So we got lucky there.
Look, again, putting my fan hat on. Sometimes luck goes your way. We had unlucky calls against us. Now there is a lucky call against us. So that's just the way football goes. But I'm again putting my coaching hat on. There was no link up play. I listening to the audio. I quite often just turn on the. If I listen to commentary, if I listen to you talk, for example, I try not to look at the screen for a few minutes and just trying to listen to what people are saying, because it quite often paints a very good picture. And if you guys listen to the audio of the game, there was not a single one mention of a good pass.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Okay, yeah, one mention of a good pass. Everything else was the last name of the player and that he does something well. So again, we're looking at and seeing a lot of good individual effort, which is amazing to see. But again, from a coaching point of view, I don't see a system developing. Okay,
Yep.
Guys, I'm not trying to be negative. Just like I said, I have almost like a bipolar disorder in my. And to be honest, doing coaching courses and coaching and studying the game almost killed the fun of the game for me, because I can never look at the game the same way as I used to. I'm not just there, cheering out we scored or we won, and I
don't know if you saw the Saturday night game. I got crushed on there. I got beat up pretty bad. By the way, Carol HR says, Ivan, welcome back. And Ivan and Sheldon combo for Tuesday. Could be. We'll see if I can make that work. If they could do it, we'll see if we can get something in there. Will Tash be back on Saturday? Probably not. I don't think so. We'll have to check on that. We'll check on that. But go ahead. Sorry to cut you off. How you doing, Carol?
No.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody. And just like I said, please don't hate on me. I'm just sharing my opinion, and I'm always trying to look at the games objectively, as objectively as possible. That's why I have to kind of switch my train of thought from one way to the other way. Objectively, pitch was very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was not an easy pitch to play on. But again, old cliche, it's the same for both teams. And I think Sutton actually managed to link up more plays than we did. They, they were able to pass more than we did on that pitch.
They were going down that left side and picking on Bolt and picking on was it Max? It was Max, right? Picking on them. They did that all game. They were getting balls in the box. They really were getting. Number 11, his name, I can't think of it. I don't know. Someone in the chat, I forget. Number 11 was Baller. I think it was on the thumbnail, to be honest with you. He's really good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, again, from what I'm seeing, it's I almost think it's PARKY's incentive, and it's his word to play long balls from D, because I see Boyle is doing it. And when I was listening to PARKY's interview after, I will get back to new signings again. Gonna put my fan hat on. I'm looking at his post-match comments, and he actually praised Boyle for playing long balls, and he said he won all the headers and played long balls, which is great. So obviously that just proves the point that he wants them to play those long balls. It's not just the fact that so yep, that's just the way it is. That's what he wants to do. I think the boys are fighting really, really hard. There is definitely character in this team, and there is definitely a lot of effort. So I cannot fault anybody. They all try really, really hard. I think it's just the matter of the coach is not really helping them at this stage, apart from being a motivator. Parky is he's an old school motivator, psychologist, coach kind of a scenario, and just fingers crossed that this year he's going to carry us through. But again, at the same time, next game is against Notts County. We play well against good teams. We play well against the teams who like to keep the ball on the ground, because we kind of copy them. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yep. They don't want to try to break things up. So we could be playing. They're trying to not negate and mess the game up a little bit too. Amari Patrick is the guy's name, and I believe that they had a higher possession, and they did have a higher possession too. And we'll go back up to Ivan real quick. Sorry, it's Carol real quick. Number 11. It was an announcer said he was a Wrexham loanee for a few seasons back. He's a good player. He's a really good player. I really liked him.
Bolton is hot. He's fast. I can understand why his stats from Salford were so amazing. His useful carry, his lateral movement, his vertical movement. He's got both feet. He's got good vision. He knows when to pass. He knows when to cross. So I think we got a little magic man on our hands there, and he's going to be amazing for us. So basically what I'm seeing right now is Bolton and Macca being Pistons. I am, to quote Chris's definition here, the Welsh one. I really liked his definition. He sent it to me in the private chat. So Gio, once he's better, because he's injured now, he's the engine, and Bolton and Macca are going to be Pistons. So, but what I want to see is us recycling and cycling ball from left to right without using square passes, because most of the passes that we're doing nowadays are square passes, or we're launching them long vertically. Square passes, the reason why we don't want to play square passes is because square passes make you static. Most of the time.
Slows the game down.
It slows the game down. We don't want that. We have.
It's not incisive either. What are we going? Because I think John Terry, and who was his partner when he was at I think it was John Terry and Lampard when they played for Chelsea. They'd pass the ball 200-300 times between each other in a match. Where are you going on there too? The Henry Blue, good shout. Yes, sorry, Eric. Yeah, Henry Blue says Amari Patrick was a loanee. So yes, I think that's what he's saying there. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, what was the question about really Henry? What was that?
Henry Blue was saying Amari Patrick, number 11. By the way, welcome, Henry. Was a loanee at Wrexham. He might have been the best player on the pitch.
Yes, no. From memory, I didn't really write that down, unfortunately, because I was still a little bit jaded from all the driving and everything else. But number 11 did look good. JM is looking lively, looking good. He needs to score ASAP, because again, just like I was saying before. First couple of games for a striker is crucial. He's not getting any service. He has to fight for those. We brought him in. His style of play is not long balls.
No,
he's not the one who's going to be getting those long balls. I just don't understand why it's happening. We getting somebody who can actually run into the free area for a nice through pass after a good movement up on the flank or through the middle. And we are sending him on those runs like we are turning him into another Billy Waters.
Do you have your board up? I want because do you have your board behind you at all, or no? I want to say so. I don't know if I can describe it. So O'Connell and who else was on there on the left side there? Who's on the left? I'm just blanking here.
Macca.
Yeah, no, who's the guy next to him playing center half? I'm blanking.
So O'Connell, Boyle, and
Boyle. That's right. So they keep playing these balls into space, but into space on the wings, to the strikers, and pushing them out wide. Why are we flipping? It's almost like an outside of the boot pass, and it's not a cross pass, but you know what I'm saying? we keep playing these lofted balls, like up into there you go, there it is. We keep playing the lofted balls from the back line into that corner, up into right underneath the black.
Basically, what happens here is once the left or right back they receive the ball, they tend to play the same play all the time. They play vertical channel up to here, expecting this guy to run and get the ball over there, and that's why you see the balls going off onto into the out all the time.
So what is a striker going to do? So let's say that ball. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to have the overlap for Bolt or Barrett there? But if you're the striker, now you're turning into a midfielder, and you're
the reason why that happens is because that's PARKY's way of overcoming pressure. I don't have the other buttons here to show you, the other magnets here to show you the other team right now. But what he wants them to do, he wants them, instead of playing short pass and instead of rotating and cycling the ball here when in 3-5-2, when 2 centimeters drop down and create this quick triangle here. So instead of and keeping this guy running up, so that will be your piston. So instead of playing this triangle, what PARKY wants to do is to throw the ball, kick the ball over the press. So that's a lot of old school UK and British coaches. They really don't like short pass football. They just don't. They don't want to play tiki-taka. So they call it. Yeah, they actually, like, I played on teams like that. I saw coaches like they praise those hoofball plays. They want them to kick the ball over the press, because what they rely on is a quick run of that striker and getting the ball in the free area here. But that is so easy to counter, and we got figured out.
You're 40 yards out. This is my thought, like, because the balls playing to JM, and they're also playing to Mullen. So then, let's say he gets the ball. Let's say they get the ball where the black dot is, where the ball is. Right now, if he gets the ball there, he's going to get stood up. They're going to recover. He's not going to get a one-on-one. You know, it's not like it's a through ball. It's a lofted ball, and they keep that's the ball that gets me frustrated. But we have Gio in the middle of the park. And by the way, I don't know if you got to saw. I thought that I don't know if you saw. I thought Young did well when he came on. I thought Young did really well when he came on.
He did all right. Nothing wrong with what he did, but he's just playing his usual style. He's like a pit bull. He's playing that sort of pit bull style CDM.
Carol says, Carol Natchez, we can do plenty of that movement if we just play long ball. If we just don't play long ball. Hell, I've seen Boyle play the long ball up the pitch on the ground. Look at most of the highlights, all that come from the key round passes.
So, guys, just to sort of talk about this mid triangle with 3-5-2, the way you come out of the press without launching a long ball is relying on your midfield trio to either drop 2 down and keep 1 up, like this, or you're relying on them to give more options for those triangles. I'm simplifying things here. Or you're relying for them to shift laterally, include the wing back into the combination, and create a box or a diamond here. Okay, that's how you get out of that press. Usually, that's how the school teaches you. Okay, we are not doing either of that. We're just literally hoofing it over them. Okay, and that's why, like, when I'm watching those, like, just slow it down, slow the game down, watch it like in slideshow. You will see that too. And now I'm figuring it out that PARKY actually wants them to just kick the ball over the press. Yeah.
It's amazing because you look at Gio has such a great range of passing there. You know what I'm saying? He said, Eric Sutton says, that's incredible. I want both of them boards. Yeah, I get it. I want both of them boards. It's incredible because, Gio has the ability to get the ball on the ground, and half turn of Elliott Lee is good. Cannon puts himself about. We have the ability to play the ball on the ground, but effectively, you see consistently, there's been a new back line there, and consistently we're putting the ball in that space for whatever reason to think that that's the better play, or we're hoofing the ball long, and the big and either Dalby or Fletch or Palmer are knocking the ball down. When Palmer and Mullen came on the pitch later in the match, they were doing 1-2s in the middle of the park and creating space a little wide open. And now I'm like, oh shit, there was space. That's what we should be doing. So I'm not sure go ahead.
PARKY's entire strategy in the National League was that's why he brought Palmer in. He needs we spoke about it a few streams back. In 3-5-2, one of the forwards, that's one of the ways of playing 3-5-2. One of the forwards is a hold-up forward. So somebody who can either, it's a big guy like Palmer, he gets the ball, holds it, lays it off to Mullen, who's a runner. Or he just heads and deflects it onto a run-up striker. It's a very simple, it's in a very old-school way of playing. That's what PARKY wants them to do. But, guys, you have to understand that coaches of the other teams, they understood that. They figured PARKY out back in the National League. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that back in the National League, they don't have the quality, they don't have the players who can deal with that.
Right.
Now they do. Yeah. So that's the difference. It's not like
because Sutton, they might be in the basement, but they're a good side. They're a really good side.
Remember that the team. I am late to the party.
Good to see you, Vincente, buddy. How are you?
Hey, buddy. Remember that the teams in League Two, like for us, for punters, we have to realize that those guys are still very good players. You put them on even like a semi-professional game somewhere in the world, they will look like Pele, like Maradona, like I don't know, Henry out there. That's how they are very, very good players. So on this level, it's very easy to counter that kind of a play. That's why they're doubling up on Mullen all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mullen's double and triple team. He's not going to do anything. I mean, you take the ball to command. It's over. You're done.
Because that's all we're going to do. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to kick the ball over the high press, and they know that. They actually do that to make us do that because they know we're not going to play. So to simplify the matter, to negate the press, you either play the ball over it or you play around it.
But we weren't getting really pressed at the back. That was my thought. I'm like, we're really not getting pressed. We were pressed in the Salford game. Definitely we were pressed in the Salford game, right? Right. We were not pressed in this game as much.
To answer your question, the reason why, partially why we did that last game is because of the pitch quality.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to risk short, medium passes because of the pitch, which is Sutton still done that. They still done that. So, but yes, again, I can see why we do it because PARKY wants them to do that too.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't want to play JM and Mullen together.
Yeah, I want to talk about that in a second here. Could a League Two team compete with an MLS team? So here's my thought on this, and I don't know if you want to watch a lot of MLS. I watch a lot of MLS. The MLS sides, if you guys don't watch, are very, very athletic. The guys that play in the MLS are very athletic. Also, too, what's happening, the MLS are getting a lot of players from South America. From Argentina and Brazil. A lot of those players are coming up from Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil, Uruguay, and they're coming up. They're young players, and some of those guys are really talented and really good and really athletic. League Two, to me, and I'll pass it back to you after this. League Two, to me, is a more of a bruising, kind of a dirt under the nails, a little bit more difficult, kind of a, they're probably better footballers, as in like the more not skilled, I'm gonna say like more technical, but like with the MLS sides are really, really athletic, and they have a lot of young talents coming in from Argentina and Brazil playing in there. But what are your thoughts there? Oh, we're frustrating them.
This is so frustrating. Yeah. Yes, it is. Believe me, it's so frustrating when you watch that, and then I have to kind of take that coaching hat off and go back to being a fan and just be happy that we won, and which is great. I see that's what's going to carry us through the season, and fingers crossed we go through is just the grit, the hard work of the boys on the pitch, and unfortunately that means that we're going to be seeing these ugly games over and over again.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you saw the show. I know you're away. The PARKY Unfazed. I was reading the article about him, about Parkinson, as they're talking about from The Athletic about how stiff-minded he is, and he just wants to keep going, and he kind of sticks to his ways. Good by hook or crook, the guy sticks to his ways. And he's not going to be phased. And yes, we did win that match. Wasn't perfect, but he did. I'll give him credit, and we did win the game. And I do like that we did not win a game 5-0. We had to battle for that match. Whatever we got through, but he seemed like if we can get out of this league, I think we're going to get out. I mean, Parkinson's kind of stubborn, but it is,
Yeah, it is what it is at this stage, and the thing is that whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, even though we play like that, when we win those games, that's what keeps him his job. If we were to not win these kind of games, like this game, it was definitely not a win. The most logical, objective result of that game would have been a draw. And if that, with a bit of like he's got strong players on his side who are, despite his shortcomings in tactical coaching, they carry him through. You know, please don't hate on me for being harsh, I guess, but it's not just me who is saying that. It's so visible. It's not a secret anymore.
Well, after the match, did you see? By the way, Eric, it was an excellent take. I was always curious about the comparison. Yeah, I think that's true too. I think that's an take there. But if you saw after the match, Parkinson went up to Elliot Lee. He went to Palmer. He went to Mullen. He went to AO, and they were first of all, those guys were exhausted, but he was like happy. But I think he was like elated. You know what I mean? Almost like when I keep thinking about this too. You play sports. I play sports. When you're on that streak and it's like you don't think you're going to ever win a game again, that was more of an elation rather than joy. It was like, fuck, yeah, all right. Now we got one. Now we can maybe reset the brain and maybe go. Because after he wasn't excited. It was almost like, finally, we got a W.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that same thing. He was just relieved, but it was not due to any kind of I guess change in game plan. It was just, okay, boys did their job. They fought through.
Yeah, because I think you were saying too that you thought he'd play the ball on the ground, but his game plan is put it in space. Carol has a question for you in HR. It says, Ivan, should we press? It kills me. We just invite teams to set up and pass all over us. It's just a matter of time.
Yes, we should press, but again, that's why PARKY's subs are so late, because we give the opposition a lot of space in their own half, and we only start pressing when they get closer to the center line. If we were to press, we would employ our wingers, our wing backs, and those guys running like that, pressing high on cue from a striker, they would be subbing off minute 50, 55 because they would be gassed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So because those guys so your formation effectively changes from 3-5-2 to almost 3-3-4 when you're pressing, or 3-4-3 when you're pressing, depending on what side, because you'll have to slide and adjust. We have to be mobile. We are very static in our structure. So for the press to be successful, the way PARKY manages his subs should change, and it doesn't. So that's why they can't press high, because they will run out of gas.
Why don't you think he plays JM, and why don't he sees Marriott and Mullen as the same player? Correct? Am I getting? Because I'd like
because none of those guys is a hold-up player.
Right.
None of those guys is about to receive a high ball, long ball, and lay it off to the other striker. They're not tall. He needs a tall guy. That's why he likes the old school small and big partnership.
Yeah.
Because
Houston guy wasn't great. He was a big lump, but he played him every time. England international. I think it was Sven-Göran Eriksson used to play him all the time. I can't think of his name right now. He was a big lump up front, just knocked the ball down, I think, to Owen all the time. But yeah, that's how he's played every single match. He was getting in the team, probably like mid 2000s, something like that. He never why is this guy playing? And it was just simply to knock the ball down and have Owen or whoever else or Rooney run off of him. I can't think of his name right now, but that's the guy.
Mullen, JM, and Bolton on one side, for example, sliding onto the right side, setting up a couple of triangles and playing a nice link-on play would be a killer combination if we played mid to short range pass style. So because those guys have incredible touch, they have incredible pass, Bolton has great speed, but if you just provide that sort of tiki-taka, for a simple term, kind of a play in the build-up and getting out of the press, that will be a killer combination. But we don't do that. That's why we need Palmer out there. That's why we need Fletcher out there, who's all slow, but he's tall and he can hold on to the ball. He's got so many tricks up his sleeve. But yeah.
Are we live? Yeah, we're live, Matt Al. We're live. What time is it for you? It's what 8 hours ahead for him. We're live, buddy. No, good to see you, Matt Al. Do you think we're going to be able to capitalize on this and can go on a run here? And also, having the other having Stockport and Barrow lose, I think that it's still tight. It's technically still tight at the top. If we had our game in hand, we'd have 58 points. We'd be right up there, right back. So, do you think we would have capitalized on this?
As a fan, I say yes. Let's go. Playing at home against Notts County, another game against good rival. We win. We're on the roll. That would be amazing. But objectively, logically, with sort of tactical hat on, we are still not out of the woods by far. We just played the worst team of the league. And we barely second worst team, yeah. And we barely won, and we did not show any promise of tactical link-on play to build on. We, just like I said, listening to the audio of the game, not a single one time the entire game somebody mentioned a good pass. Everything else was the last name of the player doing well, going around somebody or carrying the ball through.
There was really not a lot of great passes to play. I'll definitely Notts County beating Newport County. Now, listen, I'm looking at Newport County, who just lost to Notts County. Newport County won 4 in a row. That was the first loss in 5. Notts County, they've lost 2, drawn 2, and they beat Newport. Like I said, they're in 7th. This is not going to be an easy match going into that. And if we continue, like I said, I think it's going to be tough. By the way, I'm live yet dead from the neck up. Matt Al. Sorry, it's 4 a.m. for him. I would love to really get a capitalization on this too. I really would, and I hope we do.
Look, yeah, I hope we do. I honestly do. And again, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not being a negative Nancy here. I'm just like I said. I'm almost schizophrenic about it. One side of me just goes, yes, let's go Wrexham all the way. The other side is like, oh my goodness, we learned nothing.
No, we learned nothing. You think he's going to make? We'll do a preview show. We'll have you on too for that. Just as we're sitting here, you think he's going to make change? I think he's going to go back to Mulls up top. I think he's going to Mullen up top and probably Fletcher, Palmer. He's going to have to rotate this out for sure.
I was so happy. I texted you and I called you before the game. I said the lineup looks good. I was so happy he made changes. It looks like he was forced to, because those changes were 2 games too late. Those changes should have been done way earlier, and we wouldn't have lost to Doncaster at home. Even if he didn't change the tactics, like he had to sub those players off and keep them on the bench. He's stubborn, late to the party, finally done it. We got the result. But even though he changed, I don't think right now, to be honest, changing the players will not really make huge difference. I think that it's the effort of the boys. It's the luck. We depended on luck hugely. Without a system, you do it. If we score on the day, if the boys perform individually on the day, we win. If they have a bad day, we won't. So we are very unpredictable. We are very unstable. We are riding on luck and good performances by individual players. And with JM, if he doesn't score, we are turning him into another Billy Waters right now. Okay, so I'm afraid he needs to score ASAP. He should. For a striker, you have to. Otherwise, it will be another kind of a striker who scores 5 in 20. Which is, we did not pay top money for somebody who will score 5 and 20. We need somebody who scores almost every game.
Matt Al says there's some good play. We nearly fell into a mimic scenario where I think they copy the opposition's team. Marriott never shined as he never got service. He did not get Emil Heskey. Michael pulled it out. Emil Heskey. Yes. Totally. The guy I was talking about for England. Marriott did not. Not that he didn't. Listen, I thought Marriott was in the graveyard shift up front. He created some things like that. Wasn't getting balls to his feet, putting the ball out wide, double team. You take ball, I'll take man. Marriott's 5'8". He's not going to win the ball in the air. I don't give a shit. He's not winning the ball in the air. You know what I mean?
He wins 1 out of 10. He wins 1 out of 10, maybe.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. He's not the Emil Heskey. Great, Michael. I can't believe we pulled that. That's awesome. But Parkinson is showing us how we're going to play. You're right. We have talent. We should be able to capitalize this, riding our luck a little bit too. Rotation, we'll see. But, we have to build and we have to keep going. I don't know if you saw the stat I put up in the thing the other day.
John, sorry. I'm so sorry. Before I forget, remember the first opportunity to score for Sutton in the beginning of the game when there was a pass coming from depth to, I don't remember who, but there was a bad pass. It bounced. The guy grabbed the ball.
Really high up the pitch.
Yeah. That was the only time when we tried to play through the center with a medium range pass. It failed, and after that, and it failed. We almost got scored on, and from there on, left and right back were just launching it up because they tried it once.
Yeah, and AO made a double save. Did he make the double save on that one or no?
No, not that one. He just made an amazing save because the ball was going around the defender. It was like a nice bent ball into the AO's left. So, and that was I think pretty sure it was the only time when we were trying to build from the back. And then I'm pretty sure Parky was like, "Nope, don't do that. Long ball."
Done. I remember that because I remember when we went through the middle of the park. I think it was O'Connell. O'Connell played that ball through. I'm pretty sure it was either Gio missed it. They stepped up, took to the right side, and that was it. I remember that too. Michael Hillier says, "I think Marriott was panicking. Was a panic buy just in case Mullen got injured, as we were in fantastic position for promotion."
You don't know if we are.
Yeah, we needed 85, 86 points. I think that's what they're saying, 85, 86 points. He said, "I thought Bolton was great," says Matt Al. He looks promising. I think we can help turn things around.
Well,
rotation for sure. Rotation.
Yeah, no, watch the stream from the beginning. I literally said that Bolton is amazing. We have a little wonder kid on our hands.
Yeah, Bolton's great. I think he's 24 years old. We can have him to the championship. He could be in 2 years. I think we'll spend, if we go up this year, we'll spend maybe 2 years in League One, and then it'd be 26, 27. He'd be a good championship player. But, for Marriott dropped down from the championship. Am I right? Or no, League One?
League One.
Yeah, but he's played in the championship. He's right.
Yes, most of his life. Yeah,
mostly. Yeah, he can play. So, but yeah, I mean, listen, we got the W. Wasn't perfect, but Matt Al's coming in with something here, real for you. I was talking to a mate who traveled 500 round trip and said the video feed didn't do justice on how windy it was. The wind was swirling, so just long passes either got overhit or fell short.
Okay, here's a question: if it's windy like that, why do you play long high ball? When the wind makes those long high balls literally unpredictable.
Mm-hmm. I have it like you're playing golf and everything else. Keep the ball low, whatever. That they were, why I don't know why we're playing long ball. That's what he wants to do, obviously. Carol Landshaw says there's no way we're spending less than 3 years in League One. That place is the proving ground. You think so? You think in 3 years in League One? I think definitely think one for sure.
I think 2-3 years in League One, and which is good, which is all right, because guys, championship is a whole different level. It's a whole different level. The last thing you want to
do, this squad won't even be relevant. If we spend 2-3 years in League One, if we get to the championship, we will not have. There will be like maybe 1 or 2 players there for sure. Yep. Premier League, of course, will be incredible, but Champions League was definitely my pick. We're probably 10 years.
I don't want PL. I don't want PL. I would be happy with a strong team in Championship. PL is like my personal view. PL is not real. It's not real football anymore. PL is PL is a different game. It's a different sport. It's different money. It's just a different thing. Real football stops when you get promoted to PL. Then it's a whole different game. The real football is in Championship.
The Championship
best league in the world.
I think it's the best league in the world. It is
best league in the world.
It's like you're fighting at the top. You're fighting at the bottom. I mean, I think that is the best league in the world. I hands down. Championship.
Yeah, exciting, unpredictable, strong players, and to be honest, on a good day, Championship team can win against any Premier League team.
Yeah, because they'll put effort in too. Vincente Garcia says Bolton's great, and after the match presser, well spoken, stick with us. No, I thought great note, Vincente. I did think he had a really good for coming in fresh. I thought he was really well spoken. He's obviously got media training, but he did really well. I totally agree with you. Matt Al says so play to feet. As I said, they're starting to mimic the opposition.
When you playing to feet, so I'm just trying to understand what metal means. Maybe it's just a wrong term, or when you're playing to feet, you are static. You can't play to feet. Like it's just going into technical. When you're playing to feet, you create what's called a hold up pass or a square pass. You need to play into the free zone right in front of the player. And that way you will keep the fluid momentum going back in the D, in midfield. You don't really want to play to feet. You want to play just in front of the player, depending on which direction he's going. That's how that continuous motion is happening. That, if you look at the best years of Barcelona, that's what they used to do. The balls were never going to somebody's feet. It was always going just a couple of meters ahead. And that's what we don't do. When we play short pass, we play square ball, and then we static.
I played with a guy on my team, on Robbie Williams' team out here. His name is Cahill. He was a striker, probably about he's a Irish guy, and he always wanted. So he was a striker, always wanted ball to feet, right? And I try to put the ball. Because I was a right wing back, and I tried to put the ball just on the outside, and he just wanted the ball to feet because I was trying to run off of him, but he wanted to back into it, old school, and right to my feet. I'm like. He's like, play it to me, and I'll have you run it off. I was like, why don't I play it to you, like you said, 2-3 meters or 4, and I can run, and we can double tap and go. But it's like a different style of football. So it's like, 2 feet is like you said, maybe the terminology is not.
It's just a way. It's just a set expression.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good job. I agree with you. 3 years is an appropriate time to build a really solid squad. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep. Michael Hillier says Parky built the team for this league. I think he believes the opposition defenders are slow. Worst thing for the defender is running back to your own goal if we can't play like this if we get promoted.
I'm struggling to understand.
I think what he's trying to say, I think Parkinson thinks he can play this way, and the defenders aren't as good as they are. So I think he thinks that defenders, if we play the ball into space, Michael.
You don't have to be a good defender to defend long ball. You don't. You have to be a strong, tall defender with just a little bit of understanding of positional knowledge, usually.
I think he believes the opposition defenders are slow and worst thing for defenders. So he's okay. I got it. If we put the ball in the space, he's saying the defenders aren't fast enough or. Oh, I lost him. I got you. Oh, there you go. We put the ball in the space. He thinks the defenders aren't fast enough or skilled enough to turn and be able to handle that. So he thinks our strikers are better than them, and we can do it. But the defenders are playing.
Yeah, on a good day, yes. And again, going back to the performance, we're not faulting any of the boys. The lads are giving their absolute all. They are working like demons out there. All of them.
Yeah.
I'm not fault, but Parky is not helping them. So they are playing, you know what I mean? Like, as bad as it sounds, like just with the way we play, he doesn't help. But he obviously helps in the changing room, yelling at them and motivating them. I understand that. But yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. Listen, I think, I don't know if you saw that last Saturday. Did you watch Saturday's show? Probably. I think you were probably on a boat with the Dolphins. But I was like, hey, we lost that match. I was like, we don't want to be the team that just plays enough and loses, But it'd be interesting to see, like, if we did have another manager in there, it's not going to happen. Obviously, he's going to be there. But Matt Al says, feed the players, but not in the air. I mean, keep the ball low. The wind doesn't affect it.
Yes. And that's another thing. Like, we understand that. Like, it doesn't take to be a genius to understand these kind of things.
Yeah.
But
long, well, depends on these dark arts. Yeah, there's a lot of dark. Listen, I believe this league is a lot of dark arts for sure. A lot of guys in their late 20s, mid 30s playing in this league, right? That it just, you gotta get whatever you can, and as you know, get that little bit of advantage against that young player. Maybe Maka does it really well. Put a hip in here and there. Put an
Oh,
elbow
it's a
like
dirty league. It's a dirty league.
right into the kidney, or right above the hip. I used to do that too. I used to put one in like right here, like right in there.
Yeah.
That one gets them really well. So, and it's good to see you back. It's we'll do more. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you had a good trip. But we've been on an hour. It's we'll let you get back to. You got a work day coming up. What is it for you?
No, it's the end of the day for me now. It's already it's 5:15 p.m.
Oh shit, that's right. That's right. You're 3 hours behind me. That's right.
Yeah.
No, it's good to see you. It's good to have everyone back, and we're going to keep going. We'll do a show tomorrow, and then maybe on like we'll obviously a long way. We'll do the Saturday show, but on Tuesday I got to figure something out for Tuesday. So we'll figure that out. But getting to the Discord, Ivan's in there. I'm in there. Everyone's been in there. It's been a lot of fun. Eric, Carol. There you go. Eric says, thanks for the visit. Ivan, hope all is well the rest of the week. He was swimming with the dolphins. He had a great week. Are you kidding me? He was swimming with the dolphins.
Yeah, man. We have this magical spot where we go, and we have our own little boat, and then we just find the marine life, and we're hoping to find some orcas, but no luck this time. But we found dolphins and some other creatures, seals and whatnot, and just swam with them for a couple of days, and that was all good.
Yeah.
Therapeutic,
away from the football, away from life, which is great. No, man, it's good. It's good. All right, well, I'm wrapping up there, but it's like I said, good to catch up. Good to see the board back, and we'll talk in the Discord.
Josh, if you want me to help you out with watch along, I would be happy to. But yeah, I don't know how we're going to do it. If you want to, honestly, yeah.
I'll have to figure out, and we'll talk offline. Basically, I'll give you the keys to the room, and then we'll go from there. So if we do, I probably can do it. I'll figure it out. A lot of grounds in this league are open to elements, yes. So messed up play, we can't play like we are at home. That's very true. Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
So we got to adapt. We're gonna go up. We got to adapt. So
well, if the wind is blowing a gale, why do you play it high and long? Why?
That's rhetorical. It's up. Yeah, I get it. Shit, I get it. But we'll see. We got a big game coming up. We'll do Thursday, and then we'll do a preview show on Friday. I'm sure Ives will be back for those shows as well. But dude, good to see you, man. Good to see you. We'll catch up.
Good to see you, brother. Thank you very much.
All right. Good to see you, brother. All right.
Peace.
That's Ivan. Oh, what do you say? He said, "Peace." Later. That's Ivan. Good to see everyone in the chat. Good to see Ivan back as he was on vacation, catching up a little bit too. So, anyways, all right. That is the show for February 14th. It is Valentine's Day. I'm completely exhausted. I'm knackered. But it's good to see everybody. I wanted to get a show up for everybody. I thought I'd do 10-15 minutes, but having Ivan on is always fun and special, and everyone's growing to the community. And so thank you. So drop a like, share, subscribe if you can. We're on our way to 500, back over the 400, which is great. 500, then we're going to 1,000. 500, 1,000. So awesome. Show tomorrow. We'll do a show tomorrow, and it's Ivan says, and it's good to see everyone in the chat. So Wrexham are. Vincente says, thanks for the convo. Night, everyone. Night. See you soon, Vincente. See you soon. I'll be down in Palm Springs in March. So I'll touch, maybe we'll be down there. We'll have a beer or something. Have a good night, everyone. Eric Sutton says, yes, have a good night. And so on that bombshell, I will see everyone tomorrow.